Now we're going to create our global header in the Divi Theme Builder. We'll start with the basic menu with the logo to the left and the menu links to the right. And we will create a menu item with the drop-down submenu as well. And we link to our subpages on the website, and we also have an external link that will open in a new tab. So I'll show you how to achieve that as well. If we scroll down, you can see that this header is sticky, and it changes a little bit when we scroll, so it doesn't take up as much space from the actual body content. And then we will add this top bar with social media icons to the left with a nice hover effect, and a call to action button up to the right. And in the next step, we will look at the mobile menu for tablets and smartphones. And it's a classic hamburger menu. And we'll do some small CSS tweaks as well to make it look better. Okay, so we jump into our development site. And I just added a little bit of content on the homepage, just to make it possible to scroll the menu, so we can see how it behaves when it's sticky. The first thing we need to fix is this. You can see that we have a bunch of links that shouldn't be up here in the menu. So we start by going to our WordPress dashboard. And from here we go to Appearance and Menus. And we're going to create our main menu. So I'll just call it main menu. And I will also say that this is our primary menu and click Create Menu. Now I can add my pages on the website. So I can actually choose View All. So I see all 4 and I click Select All. Now I can change the order of these links. So here let's go back. Here we are. So we have Home, About Us, News, Contact Us, and the external link. So here we have Home, About Us, then we have News, and then Contact Us. So I just drag and drop to achieve the order here that I want. And then we have the two sub-menu links here under News, which is the category pages. So let's go back and check our categories. And here they are, Case and Inspiration. So I will select all and add to Menu. Now, in order to make them a sub-menu, I will just drag this one to News, and then I will indent it a little bit, like this, and you can see that now that it is a sub-menu to the News link. And I'll do the same thing for Inspiration. And there we go. And I can actually save the menu. So if we will preview the site now, we can see that it looks a little bit better. We have the right or the correct links here in the menu. But then we had the last one, which would be an external link. So then I choose custom links. And I type in the URL that I want for my custom link. So in this case, it's to DiviMundo. And the link text should be DiviMundo. And I will add this to the menu, and it will end up last in the list. And I want this one to open in a new tab. And for some strange reason, there are no option for this when I open here. So there is no checkbox. So this is a little bit hidden by WordPress. So I have to browse to the top and expand screen options. And here I can click to display link target. When I go back down here, I can click this new checkbox, open link in a new tab, and save the menu. So if we go back here and refresh the page, you can see that we have the DiviMundo link, and if I click it, it will open in a new tab. Okay, so we have placed the correct links in the menu. Let's start designing it. So we start at Divi and Divi Theme Builder. So this is the place where we are creating our global templates for the website. So we will have a global header and we will have a global footer. And then we'll create some more templates later in this tutorial. So we click Add Global Header and Build Global Header. And we will build this one from scratch. I'll start by inserting a single row with one column. And I will insert a menu module in this row. So I search for menu and choose the menu module. In the content tab, I can see that it's my main menu that we just created that's active. If we click logo, we can choose the logo for our website. So I click this one that we uploaded to our media library. And now we can see the logo. And since the text is white, you can see it against the light background, but we'll fix that in a minute. Under elements, you can add a shopping cart icon if you use an e-commerce store, or a search icon like this, but we'll not use it for this website. In the background tab, I can change the background color, and we will use this dark gray. It's 1C, 1C, 1C from our color palette. So now we can see the full logo, but now the text disappeared on the dark background. So let's go to the design tab to fix that, and we click menu text, and we can change the menu text color. So I'll change it to white, and now we can see it again. We should also change the menu font from the default font, and we shall use a font called Carla. So that's a Google font that's included in Divi, and we will use it throughout our website. And if we look at the demo site, we can see that it's in all caps and that we have a nice hover effect with gold when you hover the menu. So we'll fix that too. So all caps, we can click in the menu font style. There we go. The menu text color is white, and to change the hover effect, this is a really neat feature in Divi. You can just hover menu text color option, and then you can click this mouse icon for setting hover effects. And now I can click this hover state and choose gold. So now I can see how a link would look like in hover mode. And if I click here again in desktop, I can see how it looks like in idle. So this way we can change background colors and lots of stuff in Divi. It's really, really powerful. We have the menu text. I will make it a little bit bigger, 16 pixels. So now it starts to look like something. Also, I want the menu links to be right aligned. So it should look like this, with the logo to the left and the links to the right. I could just mention in the layout tab in the top, I can choose if I want to have a left aligned logo, if I want it to be center aligned like this, or if it should be inline centered, so the logo is between the menu links. But I'm choosing the left aligned design. We open menu text tab again, and we choose to text alignment right. Good. Okay, so I'm fully aware that this looks a little bit strange with the white padding around, so we will fix that. I will go to the cogwheel on the section settings and click background and change that from white to dark gray. So now it looks a little bit better. And now I will change the sizing so it's not that high. Maybe something like that and like that. And also the padding for the row, I will just remove that like this. And if you prefer to see the exact numbers instead of dragging, you can just click the cogwheel, go to the design tab and spacing. And here we see that we added some padding, but it wasn't the same. So I would like to add 15 pixels there and 15 pixels there. Nice. So we got our header. I can just save if something would happen. And can also see here that the submenu looks okay, but we have a blue line there that I would like to remove. So I will open the settings for the menu and go to the design tab and the drop down menu, and I will check the drop down menu color and I will set it to transparent, and now it's gone. So I think this looks more clean. I could also add the golden color here like this, but I like to just remove it like this. Okay, nice. So we save and close this one, and to be sure I click save here in the Divi Theme Builder as well. And now we can check our website out by refreshing and having a look, and here we have a quite nice menu going on. And if I scroll, we can see that it's not sticky, so we are going to fix that. We're going back to the Divi Theme Builder and editing our global header. First of all, before I forget it, we should do one more change. So this is the row. I will do some changes to the row settings. I want this to be a little bit wider. So if we check this page, we can see that the logo starts here and the menu stops here. And this one is a little bit more narrow, so I want it to take more space. So in the row settings, I go to design, sizing, and width. So I will set the maximum width to 1200 pixels. So now it's a little bit bigger. It can never be wider than this, and it will be 80% of the screen width up to 1200 pixels. So that's how width and max width works. I will actually do a little addition here, because I want all my rows in the entire website to have a max width of 1200 pixels. So we're going to use global presets, which is a really powerful addition to Divi. So if I right click the max width setting, I can I right click the design setting, and I say that I want to apply this to the active preset. Are you sure this will affect all rows using the row default preset across your entire site? Do you wish to proceed? Yes. So what this means is that all future and past rows that are created on this website will have this value. I could change this in specific rows if I want to, but the default value will be this. So this is a super easy and convenient way to create global templates in Divi, so I don't have to do this setting in all rows in the future. And to change a global preset, you can go into the module or the row or the section, and you see preset up there, default, and I can click the pen, and now it's a little bit more grayish color up here, and it's the presets, and I can change the global presets here. So I can see that this is a custom global preset since it's a bit darker. So this is a way to update your global presets. We're going to look a little bit closer into this later in the course, so this was just a sneak peek. So I will save this, and yes, the task was to make this menu sticky, so that if I scroll, it should stick like this. And also, when I scroll, I want the logo to disappear, like this. And I want the text to go out to the corner and be a little bit smaller, so it won't take focus from my main content. So let's start by doing it sticky. So I will edit my section settings by clicking the cogwheel, and I go to the Advanced tab. And there we have scroll effects. And you can do lots of cool stuff here. I will check the sticky position, that is default do not stick, and I will choose stick to top. Then you can do lots of fancy fine tuning here, but I will stick with the default settings here and click the green button to save. I will save my settings, and I will go back to our development website. And before, the menu worked like this. Now when I refresh it, it's actually sticky and follows me down on the website. So it's pretty easy to make a sticky menu in Divi. And since it's a global header in the theme builder, it will be displayed on all pages. That was an external link, so it won't be displayed there for natural reasons, but on all the pages on my website you will see this header. Okay, so we wanted this shrinking effect on scroll. So we go back to the theme builder and we will edit the menu module first to fix the logo. So I will go to design and sizing, and there we can set the logo width, and I will set it to it's auto now. But if I want to change the sticky mode, it's similar to how we made a hover effect before. So I hover this setting, and there's the hover effects, and on the side of that we have this pin symbol that is our sticky effects. So if I click that one, I can choose the sticky mode, and I can say that this logo should be 0 pixels wide when it's sticky. So I will save, and this will auto-save sometimes. Let's see if it works, and I will try to refresh my page, and now when I scroll we can see that the logo is actually disappearing on scroll. Okay, so now we want it to shrink both the height or the padding and also the text, and it should be out to the right. So this is the look that we are going for. So let's change the section width first of all, so the text could move out to the right corner. So we go to the design settings for the row, and there we have the sizing, and I will say that it should be 100% wide, but it should have a maximum width of 95%. Otherwise the text will be in the corner looking a bit tight. And I actually made a mistake now, so I will remove that. So what I have to do first is I hover the width and I click sticky settings here, the icon, and I click the sticky mode, and now I say 100%. Otherwise it would apply to all views, even when you just enter the website. And I do the same for max width. I hover it and I choose the sticky mode there, and I say that it should be 95%. There we go. And I also want this text to be a little bit smaller, so I close the row settings and I click the menu module. I click the design tab and the menu text, and I think you're getting a grip of this now. I have the menu text size, so I hover it and I choose the sticky mode. I click the pin symbol and I choose sticky mode, and I change the text size from 16 pixels to 14 pixels on sticky mode. And we save it here and we save the template design. So if I click my development site, it looked like this before. And now if I refresh, it looks the same when it's not sticky, but when I scroll, you can see that it's different. The logo disappears and the text shrinks and jumps out to the right corner. So just one small adjustment here. I want this padding here to shrink, so the menu isn't that high. So I want this effect, that it will be a little bit tighter in the design. So I'll go back to the theme builder and I will go to my section settings and I will hit the design tab, go to spacing, and you might remember that we had 15 pixels of padding. So if I hover and click the sticky mode and switch to sticky state, I will say that I want to have 0 padding in top and 0 padding in bottom when in sticky mode. So I close this one and it's auto saving for me. So I go back to my website, I refresh, and now when I scroll, you can see that the logo is gone, the text is smaller, it's out in the right corner, and it's not as much padding, so it's more discreet. So this looks pretty neat, I think. So now it's just one more thing to add to our desktop menu, and that's the top bar here with social media icons with a nice hover effect and the call to action button. Okay, so we will head back to the theme builder to continue building our menu and adding the top bar. So I'll hover this section and click the blue plus sign to add a new section. And I choose a regular section. This time we should insert a row with 2 columns. We'll add the social media links to the left and the call to action button to the right. And I will insert a module that's called the social media follow. And I will close it for now. And we'll add our background color to this section. So I click the cogwheel for the section. I click background and I choose the dark gray background. There we go. Okay, so let's fix these social media icons. I click the cogwheel for the module. And let's go to the first one, the Facebook icon. So I can change the link here to my social media account. Since this is a demo page, I'll leave it as is. And then I can change the background color of this Facebook icon. So Divi automatically set the brand color for Facebook, the dark blue and the light blue for Twitter and the pink one for Instagram, etc. So I will change the background to transparent by clicking this icon. And we want to have another hover color for the background. And I think you recognize this process. I hover the background settings and I click the hover icon, the mouse arrow, and I activate the hover state. And now I can change to gold. Looks pretty neat, but as you can see, there is a small rounded corner here. And I want to change that. So we have this square, a little bit Scandinavian minimalistic design. So we'll go to the design tab, border, and we see that there are rounded corners by 3 pixels. So I will set 0 pixels and then we have the square logo. Looks nice. So I will go back and now I will actually delete Twitter and I will duplicate Facebook 1, 2, 3 times. So we have 4 Facebook icons. So I will now go to number 2 and I will change the social network to LinkedIn. And I will go to background since Divi is helpful and adding the brand background color for us. I will just remove that. I can change the link here. And let's change the third one. We can add Twitter. Change the background color to transparent. And the fine thing is that it remembers our hover color, the golden one, since we duplicated it before, so we don't have to do that again. And we have the last one. I click the cogwheel and I change the network to Instagram. There we go. And we change the background color. And don't forget to change the link to your social network. Nice. I'll save. And we could actually have a look. This is how it looks now. And if I refresh, we now have this top bar. It's not on the top, it's on the bottom. We're going to fix that, but we can see the social media links and that the hover effect works. So we go back and we can actually take this one and just drop it in the top. So now it's more of a top bar, but it's way too much padding in here. So let's fix that by dragging and dragging. And let's have a look at the row padding as well. So I click the cogwheel, the green one, and go to the design and spacing. Okay, I see that I made a small mistake earlier. The default padding is now 0, top and bottom for all rows. And this happened when we changed the global default settings for sizing to max width 1200 pixels earlier. And I happened to include the spacing on that row as well. That was 0 padding top and bottom. So let's fix that. quickly by going to the preset settings, click the pen, go to design, spacing, and change this global setting that all rows should have 0 pixels padding. I don't want that. I just want that on specific rows. Yes, I'm sure. And let's save. And we go back to this row in the menu, design, spacing. We'll have 0 pixels top padding and bottom padding for that specific row. Okay, and we go back here and we set design, spacing, and we have 0 padding top and bottom here as well. But I don't want this to be applied to all rows in our website on the pages as well, so that's why I don't want that as a global setting. Okay, we're back in business. We also want to add this thin gray line as a divider between the top bar and the menu. I'll click the cogwheel for this section and design. And let's go to border. And here we can set the border styles, and I can have a border on all 4 sides. So I can just drag this one to add that. But now I just want a border to the bottom. So I click that and we can choose like 333 maybe. And the bottom border width should be not 0 pixels, but maybe 2. And there we go, a real subtle line, looks really nice. Okay, and I want also to change the width of this row, because I want the social media links and the buttons to go out to the corners, like this up here and this up here. So I go to the design tab and sizing, and the width should be 100%, and the max width should also be 100%, because I want the button to be all the way out in the corner when we create it. And well, here I want to make a small adjustment because I want a little bit of spacing to the left for our social media icons. So in the design tab, I go to spacing, and we change the padding to the left to 1%. So then we have a small gap there, makes the design looks better. Okay, and we have a final tweak of our social media buttons because they are not really centered aligned here. They are a little bit higher than the middle. And now when I try to grab them, you can see that they are overlapped because we have so much content in here. So first of all, let me change my settings in the Divi Visual Builder by clicking the dots and change that to click mode. Okay, so now I don't have all these overlapping options, and now I can click. But then when I click, I have all these options again, and I could find it like that, but sometimes it's actually impossible when you have overlapping design and lots of tight elements. So one thing you can do then is to choose the wireframe mode down to the left, and then you can open the social media module and then go back to desktop and you can edit it. Or you could open the layer view down to the right. So this was introduced a while ago. So when I open that, I can see all the different elements on the site. I can click open all. And now I can choose my social media. I can see that it's highlighted up to the left, and I can click the cogwheel to edit it. So this is also a way to find overlapped elements. And I will go to the design tab, and I will use this time the transform options. So this is a way to move around stuff, and it's really powerful. You can turn things around like this, and yeah, you can do pretty cool effects here. But for now, I just want to tweak it a little bit and move it a little bit further down. So I will click the chain here. Otherwise, it will move both in the X and Y axis at the same time, like this, and I don't want that. I just want to move it up and down. So I press 0 and I deactivate the chain, and now I can move it freely up and down. So let's set it like 5 pixels down or so. So now it will look much better, and I will close this one. Okay, we save. And now we should add the button to the right corner here. So I click the plus button in the second module, and we should search for the button module. So we click that one, and we can choose our button link text. Go for DiviMundo, and we can insert a link. So here you can type any URL like divimundo.com, or you can click the dynamic content icon to choose a page link on your website. So I could, for example, choose the news page like this, and we have created an internal link. And I can choose the button target or the link target. Should it be the same window or in a new tab? But I'm happy with this one. So I go to the design settings, and the alignment of this button should be to the right. And this text styling we can actually leave for now and go to the button styling. And I want to use custom styles for this button. I don't want it to have this baby blue color. So we'll start by setting the button text, and I will use 12. And we will have a button text color that is white. We scroll down, and the button background should be golden. So we choose that from our palette. The button border color, that's the word I'm looking for, should also be golden. Now it starts to look something like the end result I want. Then we have the button border radius. It's kind of rounded like we saw before on the social media icons. So I will change that from 3 to 0 to have the square button. I could easily say 50 pixels here, and we have a really nice round button design. But for this minimalistic website, I will set a 0 border radius. I can also add some button letter spacing, like 2 pixels to increase the spacing between the buttons, between the letters. That looks kind of nice and more easy to read. And we'll change the button font from the default to Carla. I will also change the font weight from regular to bold. And the button font style should be all caps. I want to show a button icon on hover like this. And we can actually keep the standard icon there. Otherwise you can change from a lot of predefined icons here in Divi. And the button icon color should be white. It should be placed in the right and only be shown when hovering. Okay, so we're getting close, but I don't want this jumping effect when I hover. And I also want the button to have more padding inside. So let's fix that by going to the spacing tab. And we will add some top and bottom padding. So I'll set 9 to top. And here's another trick to save some time in Divi. If I want to have the same bottom padding, I can just click this link or chain symbol, and it will be synced, so we'll have the same top and bottom. So if I would increase this one, the other one will follow. Or if I type 9, that one will be 9. So that's a nice time saver. And the right and left padding I'll set to 28 pixels, and I will use the same symbol, the same feature here. Okay, so if I hover, you can see now that it's not jumping. The icon there, it fits into the button, so it looks much better. Okay, so I'm happy with my button there. And I'll exit and save. So let's preview our page. Here we go. I will refresh it. And now we can see that we actually have the top bar and we have the button. And if I scroll, the top bar disappears and the main menu shrinks and is sticky. So this is a pretty nice menu, I think. And you can actually download this design, this layout as a JSON file. You'll find the link in the description below the video. So one more thing that's easy to forget is that we want to link the logo to the homepage. So this is a best practice. And it's really easy to achieve. we just go to our header, our global header in the theme builder, and we click the cogwheel for the menu module, and we go to the link tab in the content section. And logo link URL should just be a slash or a shift 7. And we save, and we save. And now the logo will link to the start page or to the home page, wherever you are on the website.